forward to.
But when do you act like that? When are you being that person?
Whenever I can try to. Because, as I said, it's something to aspire.
Is it just in online groups? Are you LARPing as that person in furry online groups?
No, because, it's just the best of who I am and who I can be rolled into the one character.
Silly.
And some people would probably see it as a coping mechanism.
I don't understand how that answers my question at all.
It doesn't. It was a nice little dance around it without ever getting close to touching it.
Well, I don't understand the question then, because you asked
me. Well, let me ask you the question again.
My ability, and apparently it's not good enough.
Don't yell.
Okay, I'm not trying to yell at you. I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit drunk and hyped up. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to yell at you. I apologize if it came across that way.
At me, sir.
I don't mean to yell at you. I'm not trying to intimidate you by yelling at you. I apologize.
I thought Suit was telling me not to yell.
No.
Oh, no. I was the one getting hyped up there.
BC, just chill. Otherwise, Lysis might feel that she's getting attacked.
Yeah, we're friends here. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just trying to understand this shit. I'm drunk and hyped up. I'm sorry.
I thought Suit was telling me not to yell because I didn't pick up on it.
So I'm going to reverse this and back up to my question to start with. When you are LARPing as a furry or whatever your persona is, what do you actually do?
Well, as I said, it's personal and private for me, so, I don't go and making it public.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
And that's exactly what I said, and you obviously didn't get when I said that it's private and I don't actually go running around as that character. Because I just don't have that kind of stamina and energy to make it come to life in that manner.
Alright, Lysis, I'm going to take an argument from your perspective. Just let me present it in full. So, it sounds like you are a asterisk furry in the fact that you willingly associate with that community. However, you don't run around with a fur tail on. You don't, go squeaking in the fucking craft shop when you're gonna go buy yourself some foam. Or whatever the fuck happens that gets them to act all fucking childish. So, in that aspect, you're not actually the target furry for this conversation because you're not engaged in the general lifestyle activities of the typical furry. That's like saying, that you're a furry because you like cashmere, because you wear cashmere sweaters, not because you wear cashmere fursuits. There's a huge difference between those two things. And I think that's part of where the disconnect is coming from, because you cannot talk or you will also take exception to people that are running around with tails or fucking fursuits and acting like retards because you don't do any of that shit. And yet you're commenting from a position of knowledge and involvement in the community that derails the conversation, because if we're talking to you directly about activities that you do not participate in, why are you speaking about it with authority, would be my question.
Well, I'm not speaking about it with authority because I keep telling you guys that I'm in this corner and you guys keep throwing questions at me that have nothing to do with my little corner.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to answer it to the best of my abilities.
A fairy.
And obviously the best of my abilities isn't good enough.
No, it is good enough. That's what you do. You're not a fairy to me. To me, you've just created this character. You like the idea of what it looks like, and then you've put in the values and virtues that you would like to be, the strengths that you don't have, that you'd like to be stronger, and then you just visualize yourself being that person, like an affirmation, if you will, and you do that in private. And that helps you cope with things and, block things out and become stronger. Trying to think about what you don't have that you want to be stronger in. Like an affirmation in a way. That's the way I see it.
Well, everyone takes different things